It's taken a couple of weeks, a lot of drama, broken piano bits, super good headphones, wrapped wires, but we are finally at a point where I can play this piano and I'm so excited to share this moment with you. I've been playing the piano since I was about 5 years old. I literally started learning because I grew up in a really musical family. Everyone in my family sings and plays various instruments. Of all my siblings, I really am the one that took a shine to the piano. I started listening to adverts on the telly and then going to the piano and trying to play the tune I just heard off the advert by ear. And so up until this point, a lot of what I've done has been by ear. I went through the piano grades 1, 2, 3 and 4. I stopped at grade 5 because I'd have to do a theory test to be able to do that grade, and theory, as you've probably noticed if you've seen any of my other videos on this channel, it definitely wasn't a favourite thing of mine. At the age of 15 I decided to start writing songs on the piano, and I never really stopped after that. Even when I wrote songs for rock bands and rock artists, I wrote them sat at a piano, working out where the chords were, working out where the bass note would be, figuring out solos on the piano to be able to give to someone who could play other instruments, to be able to come up with something along that vein. And that's why this is such a dear instrument to me, because it's basically been the foundation of everything that I've written, all my original stuff. The piano has been at the heart of so much of that, so much of the progression, so much of the learning, and it's like my childhood in an instrument. It really is. I was really devastated to not have the use of the piano for the last 3 years. It just came about through a series of unfortunate events in my personal life, but big thanks to someone special in my life who bought this for me as an early birthday present. So I am going to use the living daylights out of this thing and come up with some great music, hopefully, in the process. I was a little bit concerned about starting playing the piano again and not remembering anything, but of course, how could you forget the Matrix theme tune? So I'll play that for you. Almost. One mistake. I am still bashing through this idea of progress over perfection. I really love psychology. I find it fascinating. It's weird. Perfectionism is not about thinking that you are great. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. It's about feeling that what you do is not going to live up to your expectations, and so you put things off because you want them to be perfect. I found that really fascinating. I really resonated with that, and I realized, wow, okay, like this is coming from a place of insecurity or feeling inadequate in some way. So now we embrace the mistakes. Embrace the mistakes. And that is obviously you don't want to go out of your way to make mistakes, like in any area of your life, but if you make a mistake, it's like most mistakes are not life-altering in a significant way that's going to impact you for the rest of your life. Summer, we like to avoid the summer, but the thing is, like, you can't go through your life like in a ball of cotton wool. And then you think of it in the grand scheme of mistakes that you can make in life, and a bum note on piano is not is really not anything, so that makes me feel a little bit more at ease. Okay, so let's play something else. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to remember a song that I wrote. Ooh, it must have been when I was in my early 20s. I always messed it up then, so no doubt I will mess it up now. I'm not going to sing the vocals to it, I'm just going to try and remember the piano and just see where I'm at today. One thing I've realised though is that everything I've created on piano, like original music wise, up until this point have been basically standalone pieces. They're not... I've been thinking about this and I've been looking at a lot of artists and seeing how they piece together music and how the piano is incorporated, and a lot of the times it wouldn't work as a standalone piece. You'd have to write a whole bunch more stuff for the piano to be like a piano version, as it were. It's more like little sort of like accents and stuff, or sometimes like the odd chord, sometimes the odd trill, sometimes like it's like a riff, like oh yeah, so My Chemical Romance. And then like everything else is on other instruments. So you couldn't just play that the whole way through and call it a good song, could you? So with this in mind, I'm realising that my approach to writing on the piano has to adapt to the style of music I want to play, and therefore I'm gonna like compose things in a different way. It won't be like block chords, it will be little pieces, it might be riffs, it might be little accents to the music, and that maybe some time away from the piano was what I needed to realise that, to take a step away and see things in a different perspective. And so yeah, I'm feeling very good